Hey, I'm talking about Rachel here from 1870s Homestead.
Oh my gosh, what do you want to know?
I just want to know, how hard is it to film when you're at a conference?
It's impossible.
Brenda, are you having trouble pulling out the camera and actually filming?
Camera that he's been holding the entire time and not really looking at yet.
I just wanted to pull out the camera and talk a little bit about how hard it is to film while you're at a conference.
I filmed a little of Justin.
Okay.
And that's about it.
Yeah, I've gotten a little bit here and there, but I think once I get home and put it all together, it'll be something good, hopefully. Thank you. No, that was perfect.
To learn how to do rabbits. How many animals in the process? 600. Okay. Thank you.
Less green. Or you just wrap it around and then do it again. Oh.
And but you can. But you know, it will allow you to have a reprieve. I decided to set all the things aside that I really know about gardening and say, what is it that works? What is it that's working for me so that I don't have to work for it? And that is at the heart of what an autopilot garden is. So when you're planting an autopilot garden, the first thing I want you guys to do is to assess what plants need and what weeds need. The biggest challenge facing gardeners is weeds. If you spend even half your time weeding, it's too much.
But the reason that saffron is illegal to possess, other than in very tiny amounts for soap or perfumes, is because the saffron is the base ingredient for a nice little party drug we know as ecstasy. That's where it comes from. Along with a little probably Drano and stuff they put in it, but that's where it comes from. In fact, in the 1800s, sassafras was called a hypnotic, which meant it helps with pain, but it also alters your mood. I'm sure they didn't go to range back in the 1850s, but it made you feel like calm and relaxed, and you know, things were okay. And that's where the ecstasy comes from, and MDMA, by the way. So if you want to know how to make that, see me elsewhere. I'll tell you. But anyway.
I like eating the meat bugs that we butcher every year.
The meat bird?
You like the chicken? Okay.
Make some good fried chicken with that, huh?
Oh, Jenny's fried chicken.
What's your favorite meat?
I like the deer.
The deer?
That's another thing how things change. I'm not a huge hunter. I've always enjoyed going hunting, but it's never a priority of mine. And, but the last couple of years, it's been more and more of a priority.
Yes.
It all begins with a plan. A lot of times we build we have plans for building a house, but we don't have plans for building our gardens, or our chickens, or our farm. So we're going to start with a plan, and that's what permaculture has done for me. If I was in an elevator and somebody said, "What's permaculture?" I'd say, "Okay, I got 5-10 seconds." Permaculture, it's a way of designing things that works with nature rather than against it, really to produce more abundance with less effort.
There is an alternative out there, and it's waiting for you, right? You just have to build up the nerve that you can chase that dream, because when you have your passion, the money will follow. If you don't, you're just working and grinding, paying your bills, and then you wake up one day and you're like, you know, whatever, 65, 70 years old, and you're retired, you need a break, and your health goes down, your knees are replaced.
You can see that it's sort of green, and then as I'm exposing the yarn to the air, it's turning bluer and bluer. You want to come up? Come up and see it happen? I'll do it with one more hank of yarn. I can see there's not a whole lot of dye in here, but I definitely have enough for a little bit more yarn.
Hi, how are you?
Well, we're good.
Good. Beautiful wood.
Thank you.
Eustace, with his own hands, has built a historically accurate homestead on Turtle Island Preserve, which is also an environmental education center, and a wildlife preserve. He also talks about how simple life is understandable. One of my favorite quotes from Eustace was when he talked about how he's a fan of horsepower because horses can have babies and cars don't. So nature's ways are easily understood, and modern man makes it complicated. So a simpler life is also sustainable. Whether the grid is up or down, we can live well. And of course, Eustace does that every day. He's not roughing it, guys. He's not roughing it.
I actually learned to become quite comfortable outside by putting more clothes on. You put clothes on once and you don't have to keep feeding it, like keep feeding the fire, and you have to get over there and chop down some more wood and bring that in. You have to have it dry. So I learned to layer up. And so I learned how to be absolutely comfortable when it's well below zero outside without a fire, just to be comfortable by knowing how to dress. Now that's an interesting thing. In this country today, we have a lot of stuff. We have a lot of clothes. We have some of the best design clothes there ever have been. And yet, mostly people don't know how to dress in this country, at least for cold in the winter. And I've tried to teach people, and hopefully I have taught a lot of people, but it's just a bit of a mystery. People come over to visit me, they come outside, and they're sitting there just like cold, and you can see their body is all tensed up. It's like, you don't have to be cold. If you're cold, we have a mistake here. Like put on more clothes. It's like, oh, I don't need anything. It's like, well, it looks like you do. You know, like, you're sitting there going like this. Put on this jacket, you know, and they feel a little bit comfortable. But I learned over time, just from experience, because I didn't want to die, to put on more clothes, and I figured it's okay to be comfortable. You don't have to rough it. Like roughing it is not really where it's at. Being in a rough place and being able to be comfortable and smoothing it over and be relaxed when it's below zero is kind of a nice skill to have. And it all starts up here. It's knowledge. And one of the best ways to really get knowledge, deep knowledge, is through experimentation, like trying something out. Not just read it in a book, not seeing what Dr. Google has to say about it, but just like trying something. And so I've spent many years just being outside in nature. To me, knowledge is empowerment. Knowledge is the root and basis for freedom. If you're enslaved to a system where you have to have a dollar bill to get your human needs met, you're pretty limited. So it's good to know things.
I'm gonna eat a little bit slowly with people more.
All right, thank you.
Back.
Humans are part of the landscape and ecology, and we all need to take part in that and not leave it up to our government to run the conservation. You know, it's great that we have the wildlife and, you know. So one of my very favorite things to do with it is to use cocoa on it. And cocoa is a tenderizer or chocolate, and using a little bit of coffee grains also, which is acidic, can be like a tenderizer. Y'all have collard greens in your area? Do y'all do that? You can plant them for your deer, plant them for you, and usually the things that you plant at the same time as you are harvesting your deer, they actually go really great together. It's kind of interesting that it's that way.
Thank you for coming out. Thank you, Amy and team. This is just such a great shindig. It's good to have a good shindig, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because it's lonely out there sometimes. And we get to a mountaintop experience here and meet with our tribe and rub shoulders and make good medicine. And then we go home and the in-laws think we're nuts. And the workers think, and our fellow workers at the town job think we're nuts, and the people at church think we're nuts, and right? I want to talk about principles that over time we found make us function, or said another way, what am I cultish about? What am I just crazy about to make things go? And so I got 10 of them. Can you buy 10 of them? All right, here we go. 10 of them. The first one is clean animals. Clean animals. Sanitation has, there are two ways to sanitize behind animals. One is rest in sunshine, and that's of course the pasture movement model, where we move them every day. What does that mean? That means that there's no dirt. And if I could say, if somebody asked me what's the single number one whatever thing that you see that irritates you on your farm or somebody else's place, it's mud holes. It's animals in mud holes. It's dirt chicken yards, dirt pig yards, dirt, okay? So everybody likes to talk about pasturing this and pasturing that. Well, remember, the word is pasture. It's not dirt, okay? So what that means is that we need mobile models, okay? Whatever it is that you feel comfortable and confident and affirmed in, grow that. Don't feel like, well, I got that figured out, now I got to do something else. No. Warren Buffett used to say, he said, find out which eggs are your best ones, put them in the basket, and then guard the basket. You know, taxes have to be paid, shoes have to get on the foot, you know, there's insurance, there's all sorts of things. All of us, regardless of how small or big our homestead is, have cash expenses. And my dream is A, stop the hemorrhage, stop the financial hemorrhage from your homestead is number one. Okay, so it's not costing you anything. And then number two, leverage some of the stuff that you really seem to enjoy and are good at. I mean, look at what Amy has done with her love and knowledge of herbs, okay? Phenomenal, all right? So all of us have little things that we enjoy. Well, don't apologize for it. Leverage it, market it, move forward with it. And let the stuff that scares you continue to scare you and stay in the out, you know, stay out. And then we'll be a little better. So I hope that will be helpful to you. And my dream is that we move our homesteads forward to stop the hemorrhaging first, and then start actually turning them into an asset and not a liability. And then, for those who want to, leave the town job and stay home full time. I think there are a lot of latent homesteaders who are almost too scared to verbalize that dream. So I'll verbalize it for you and cheerlead you on. And now may all of your carrots grow long and straight. May your radishes be large but not pithy. May tomato blossom end rot affect your Monsanto neighbor's tomatoes. And foxes be struck blind at your pasture chickens. May all of your culinary experiments be delectably palatable. May the children rise up and call you blessed. May the rain fall gently on your fields, the wind be always at your back, and may we leave our nest a better place than we inherited. God bless you. Thank you.
How are you doing? Good.
Mine would be predators active. One you have a predator. But you don't have to accept it. There are things that you can do about it. And the one thing to remember about it is everything in the animal, even us, everything follows its food source. Remember that, and then you can win your war against the predators.
Progress, not perfection.
So Trisha, how do you feel about your first lunch meetup with YouTubers?
I feel very full. I'm very happy.
It's working out pretty well, isn't it?
Great.
Woohoo!
Hi, Trish.
Hello!
I don't believe a word you say. This kind of love is never, ever lasting. These things just never come.
Everybody smile and say seeds! first.
While they're fermenting, you have to mix.
No.
No, it just happens.
No, just let it. First of all, there. Tomato there. You feel the burn?
It's the quail people at AJ Farms. Hey! How are y'all doing?
Good.
Trying to flow away.
Hello, how are you? Sometimes you have to film those famous YouTubers while they eat. Go on, let's see you take a big bite and let the food drip down on your shirt. Come on. I know you want to. All right. On your website? All right, I'll do that. Oh my God. Look who made it! The hurricane survivors.
Yes, we're here.
I can't believe that you guys actually made it. I was like, when I saw you, I was like, what's going on? So tell everybody a little bit about what is going on.
Well, Hurricane Michael came up from the coast and, well, from the Gulf, and when it started to turn to go, watching my child so he doesn't get lost like the last baby.
Yeah, we don't need any more lost children.
But when he started curling back out towards the Atlantic, he just took out kind of the Richmond area with hurricane force and some tornadoes and
pretty scary, huh?
Yeah, down branches and down trees, and we've got our power lines down. We haven't had power since Thursday.
Any word on when your power's gonna be back now?
They're thinking by tonight.
Oh, that'll be great.
Yeah, the Dominion, the power company's website updated and said the goal is tonight, but it's
between 6 and 11, so it could
they have a lot of work to do. Like trees to get out of the way and transformers that need replacing. So.
Well, I am really glad that they made it despite all of their trouble, because this was one of the most important people I wanted to hug. So I'm really glad, and you guys go check out Creating Essence.
Thank you, Rhodes.